Testing 1, 2.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy with me, your host, Yan. Happy October and happy autumn. Autumn is my favourite season, I think. I like the low suns, how it lights stuff on cold, crisp days, the colours, all the leaves are brown, and I love it. Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I was caught up with a load of stuff, and then realised I hadn't done a video, but by then I was exhausted. And I want to give you all of my energy, so here we are today. Welcome. Namaste. Today we are discussing what Fabrizio Romano has said about the Chelsea ownership in their current perspective of Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca. Speaking of Chelsea coaches, Graham Potter had surfaced from his time away. Looks pretty refreshed. Lost a bit of weight. Teeth looks like he's got his teeth done. You know, good on him. And he spoke a little bit about Chelsea as well and his sacking. Maybe a little bit on that as well. And Chukwuemeka to go in January, which is actually divisive in the Chelsea fan base because he's an amazing player. Huge ceiling. He could be a one that got away. But if we are going to keep playing this system, this 4-2-3-1, with, you know, Cole Palmer as first choice, Joao Felix as second choice, it's tough for the guy. And Maresca keeps talking about that as well. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the content. As always, drop a like on the video if you want to support me. That's very sweet, very kind of you. If you choose to subscribe, hit the bell. A little reminder as well, if you want to, you know, see more of me, I am on Instagram. Ding! Of course, this here is my second YouTube channel, Football Yannick, which you are, of course, also you're welcome to subscribe to, but it shows my Instagram handle, Football Yannick, so you're welcome to go follow me on there and hang out with me on Instagram, Insta-Yan. Alright, so all these articles today I'm getting from Caught Offside. And I can share them on the screen with you, but I don't need to. It's just the Caught Offside website. So let's start off with Graham Potter, because he did do an interview. I think this is with the Telegraph, or I suppose he's interviewing with a few people now because he's decided to come out of the darkness that Chelsea banished him to. And of course he was on Monday Night Football. He's not, I like Graham Potter, he's a really nice dude, but he's not the most charismatic guy. I wonder where he'll end up. And I feel like we were right to replace him with Pochettino at the time. And I feel like we were right to replace Pochettino with Maresca at the time. Like, it's all happening in a way like how it's supposed to. Like, Pochettino sort of settled things down a little bit. I don't know. I don't think his fitness stuff was great. Like his training and fitness, I feel like he caused more injuries. I don't know. I'm speculating slightly then, but I did like Poch. I did think it was right to part ways with him. And obviously, I don't want to say, oh, I regret not getting Maresca sooner, because Maresca needed that championship winning season. So I feel like maybe, just maybe, things are happening as they're supposed to. Anyway. Caught offside, right. Graham Potter was sacked as manager of Chelsea after just a 6-month spell at Stamford Bridge. Of course, he signed by the Blues after his impressive work with Brighton, but the manager failed to make an impact at the Premier League giants. He was appointed manager September 2022, but by April 2023, the Chelsea owners decided to get rid of him. Was he on a massive contract as well? Of course, many defeats as the manager of Chelsea. The most famous one was the one against Brighton. Yeah, we got slapped up by his former side, those muggy little seagulls. Yeah, apparently his stock dropped to an all-time low among the fan base. Also, he was lacking charisma, wasn't he? Which I feel like you need a little bit of the Chelsea manager. You just need some stones on you. And he's just a nice guy. And I mean that in the best way, but maybe like Chelsea needed a bit of a knobber. I want to say something ruder, but it's a family-friendly channel, so I won't. But I do think Enzo Maresca's got a touch of that. But do you remember like when there was that fan, you know, meeting, dinner thing, and he said, we're going to try and win the effing Champions League. And everyone went, whoa, seemed very out of character. He's not that guy. Potter, of course, has been away from the game, and of course he returned to Monday Night Football. He is the sort of spectre lurking over that Southampton job, really, if anything. You know, I don't think he's going to get a big job again, unless Ineos knock on his door to replace Ten Hag, which would probably be quite funny. So this is the quote I wanted to reference to you guys. He says this: about signing up to Chelsea, was it a mistake? He says, look, the mistake I made was thinking that that new ownership, means there's a chance of a change of culture. Burn! But actually, culture runs a lot deeper than that. Before the World Cup, we only lost 3 matches. Arsenal, Newcastle, Brighton. We got slapped up by Brian and Graham. Come on, mate. But already, the world was closing in. It was close to crisis. Perspective is sometimes not easy to get. Chelsea were used to winning, and it was an easy thing to think, we're not winning, it must be the coach who's not worked to that level, maybe he's the problem. And I can understand why they think that, because results are that. Yeah, but come on, bro. Yes, okay, hold on, you know what, let's just talk about this. Firstly, shots fired about the change of culture. And for all the people that are upset about the new ownership, like, how do they feel about that sort of, thing they've maintained from the Roman Abramovich era of just sacking coaches all the time when the results aren't there? I mean, hopefully, touch wood, that won't happen for a while now. Graham Potter had a rough ride. He did. I often reference the fact how he drew Man City away in both cups. The owners did stitch him up, not just because they incorrectly hired him and then, fired him, which is not a nice thing, but they're even if by then they were sort of sorting out their transfer policy of, bringing in the Malo Gustos, the Noni Maduekes, and all that moving forwards, we still had to get rid of some players like Kai Havertz and all that all them, man. But like, the plan was in its embryonic phase, and Graham Potter had to take that on the chin because he was the one who had the players sitting on the floor. Do you know what I mean? He was the one who just couldn't control this insane amount of playing staff. Some of them didn't want to be there. Some of them couldn't speak English. Do you know what I mean? It was an impossible job. I get it, but at the same time, Brighton looked like they got better under De Zerbi, and maybe that was a natural evolution thing, like just a fresh voice. I think he's a good coach. I wish him all the best, but I don't see a reality where he would have really done it at Chelsea. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let's move on. All right then, Carney Chukwuemeka possibly going away from Chelsea. Chelsea midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka is surely going to be leaving in the January transfer window, as Fabrizio Romano has stated there will be efforts to made to look for a solution. Maresca said this, he's a very good player, but the amount of players we decided at the start of the season, this manager, it would be better for him to leave. He says it. He didn't tiptoe around it maybe just you could go and get minutes. We maybe could come back to Chelsea. Maybe you could do well. He's like, no, you should probably leave. You should just leave. Look, man, I like you, but leave. There's a lot of that. He said it about Chile as well. We wanted him to play 35 games rather than be here and play less games. Yeah, how many games is he going to play at Chelsea? But the interesting thing is, Chelsea would prefer a sale rather than a loan, if we are to believe reports from The Athletic, Simon Johnson, and indeed others as well. I think Matt Law of The Telegraph has also referenced this, that they would prefer to sell Carney Chukwuemeka than loan him. Probably because they know, people who know ball, the clubs, the scouts, they probably all recognise actually Carney Chukwuemeka is a sick footballer, and I hope there's something in this. Maybe I'm clutching at straws and putting on blue spectacles, but I reckon there is an element of, if Chelsea bought him, he must be good as well, because the scouting has been pretty darn good lately, whether it's your Piazes, your Estevals, amazing footballers getting better since we bought them, Gusto, Palmer, Jackson, Madueke. They're all pretty intelligent purchases. Of course, good players in the midfield, but there were huge investment in Lavia, Fernandez, and Caicedo. But Renato Vega for absolutely nothing, could be a really canny signing. So granted, we've got Rob Sanchez, and the jury's out on Jorgensen, but generally there's this idea of Amari Hutchison, perfect example. Took him from the Arsenal academy, loaned him for a season, sold him for Ipswich as club record fee. So there's this element of if Chelsea are sort of getting good players, even a lot of the players we got on loan, Andre Santos as well. There's a lot of players that come to Chelsea and they're seemingly very, very good. So I'm just maybe hoping that there's an element of other clubs, buyers thinking, well, Chelsea got them and locked them down. They seem to be having some hits, and he's not getting into the team, so they might not absolutely bend us over on a fee, but he's probably a good player and probably worth a fee. Look, I love Chukwuemeka. I would have loved for it to work for him, but we've got 2 starting 11s that are very strong, and at the moment, he's not in either of them. I mean, maybe he should be in the B team. I know we saw Cassidy start over him, but Cassidy was playing in a deeper role. You don't want to see Carney playing in a deeper role. Some people might say he should be starting over Keane in Dewsbury Hall. Maybe that's true. Maybe he's got a higher ceiling, but of course we've invested 30 million quid in Dewsbury Hall. Let me know what you think. Let's move on. Righty-ho then. This is also the third and final article on Court Offside. Speaking about Chelsea's new manager, Enzo Maresca, who's really shocked a lot of people, currently sitting in the top 4. Court Offside right, transfer expert Fabrizio Romano believes Chelsea are... Hold on. Fabrizio Romano believes Chelsea are serious, so the word serious as well. Serious title contenders this season after their impressive performances under new manager Enzo Maresca. I will disagree with that. I do think as more games are played, you'll see the settled seniority of a Liverpool sort of look, them in Man City and Arsenal. As it stands, of course, are still better than us, but I think we're going to be in a Champions League race, personally. The Italian tactician has quickly transformed the team, putting them in a strong position to challenge for the Premier League title. What's it? Where's this coming from? The Blues sacked Pochettino, of course, at the end of last season, a decision that may have shocked many, especially after a strong finish to the season. True. It was a strong finish to the season, but again, I always like to, honour that, but also reference the fact how the games that we were winning, they were often wobbly and stressful. However, the appointment of Enzo Maresca, who has guided, of course, Leicester City back to the Premier League, won the title with them in the Championship, has proven to be a masterstroke. And he has impressed in his short time at Chelsea so far, with the young team starting to show incredible promise. That's agreed. Of course, we're currently sitting in 4th, 4 wins out of 6. The only defeat came to Manchester City, and that was, of course, the first game of the season, Enzo Maresca's first competitive game as Chelsea manager, coming up against the champions Man City, a 2-0 loss. In where we played okay, ain't the end of the world, is it? The Blues have played some scintillating attacking football under Maresca, scoring 23 goals across all competitions. Should be more. We played Servette and we only scored 3 goals. I think. Yeah. Averaging 2.5 goals per game. That's very strong. Cole Palmer has been a standout player for the 2nd season in a row. Yeah, I mean, that is another thing, isn't it? This concern of and I've definitely voiced this in the summer, yeah, Cole's amazing. He was sensational last season. He'll be really important for us next season. First name on the team sheet. But I don't think he's going to be as productive because of it's not chaos Pochettino ball where you just give the keys to Cole Palmer and let him do what he wants. So I voiced that concern, but apparently he's just going to be maybe even better. So Romano. When asked on the Debrief podcast if Romano sees Maresca's side as title contenders, he said this, quote, "I think they are. Absolutely. I think they are. They will be there to compete." Chill out, Romano. Romano pointed out that despite the challenges of competing in the Premier League, the harmony between Maresca and the squad has created a positive atmosphere at the club. Good, we need that. Making them a real threat in the title race. Romano goes on to say this, quote, "We know in England, in the Premier League, it's never easy. It's never guaranteed, even when you have a fantastic team, but I think Chelsea can be there. Also, because the chemistry of the manager has been excellent. The team is very happy with how he's handling things, and always the club is feeling the same. So I think it's a very positive situation around Chelsea, probably the best moment after the new owners have come in, and now you can see how it feels completely different. They're very happy with what they have, and I think they will be contenders. Yes, if Chelsea continue to play the way they're playing, they could prove to be serious contenders between Manchester City and Arsenal. I mean, Liverpool, you gotta include Liverpool there, especially like Arsenal. I wonder if Arsenal will be good all season. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I just wonder. But yeah, you got to look at Liverpool, man. Like, they just look like big boy football team again, like seniority. Like, so I keep saying that, but there's this like unfazed, element of just Mo Salah and Diaz and Jota and even Nunez scored a goal the other day, and Cody Gakpo, we've got Cody Gakpo. Scousers. So they're good. Kanate, Van Dijk. Their backline's insane. They've probably got the best goalkeeper in the league in Alisson. I don't think we're gonna be in a title race personally. I would friggin' love it, but I just don't think we will be. I do think we'll be in Champions League contention though, and I'll be very happy if we win a trophy and qualify for the Champions League. I'll be happy as Larry, mate. I'll tell you, I will be. Yeah, not unsurprisingly, the owners are very, very happy with Enzo Maresca. Maybe they've got a hit. I think the hit would represent the sporting directors, though. Yeah, wow. Let me know what you think. Please do comment down below. Comment, like, thank you for subscribing. Hit the bell if you choose to subscribe. And I do hope to see you back here throughout the rest of the season and beyond. Mwah! Peace.